Hello and welcome. Welcome to Top of the World. If it's your first time, I'm Simon. And for everybody else, you know what I'm about to jump into. Drawers. So we're on this side of the shop now, and this morning I put all the drawer runners in. Once again, huge thank you for the supply of my drawer runners. Right, they're exactly the same as I used on this side, but they're brown and they're from a different manufacturer. Were they any better to fit? No, but they're exactly the same. I have just seen, oh no, that's because that's not pushed in. So all my drawer runners are now in, and what I haven't filmed, because I filmed it on this side, and there's plenty of videos on this side, was the gluing up of all the drawer sides. Now I know I said in the last video, the last thing I want to do was start laminating up lots of little bits of wood to make the drawers. Anyway, when I looked at the wood I got available, and some of it now I've had in stock for 6 years, and some of it was cut on the old traditional Swedish sawmill, the big circular one that wanted to kill me every time I fired it up, run off a Scania snowplow engine, incidentally, which I've still got in the shed. Anyway, so we replaced the old sawmill with the Woodland Mills, and I keep doing it, but I've been stacking up these pallets, and I've had sheds that are earmarked for demolition this year, full of well, different species really. There's a lot of aspen. Now all the good aspen's already been cut up and turned into sauna benches and walls and stuff for saunas. But I had a lot left. So I did what I said I wasn't going to do, and now I'm going to just explain the process a little bit better so that you can see, should you ever be in a position to really need to make something and not have what you think is the resources, or more importantly the money to go and buy, because our resources are not finite, I've decided to go the long route. Might have actually worked out better in the long run, potentially. So you'll notice the wood shop is looking a lot clearer and cleaner. Have I got the engine heater for the snowplow? No, I haven't. I had to wait for November's snowplow and invoices to be paid before I could order the engine heater. It is ordered and it is on its way. Is she sat out in the tractor shed, stone cold, solid? Yes. Could I go and start her if I needed to? No. What I did was I checked the 10-day forecast and then the 21-day forecast to see when the big next drop of snow was coming. I made sure I'd cleared all the snow up that had come off the roofs, and then I parked it. And she will not move from there until that engine heater arrives. I go and fit it, plug her in. So, is that a risk? Not unless something changes in the weather. And I've always got the option of lighting a fire under her backside. Right, so, I'd already glued them together, and whilst this lot was gluing, yesterday I planed up the first batch. Right, so I'll show you where I've got to, and then we're going to explain, slower this time, what we're going to do with the two machines running at the same time. We're going to have two extraction units, two machines, and we're going to size their width, which makes it a lot easier to go through the planer. Hello? Have we got a play ball inside again yet? I've actually shoved all that old shavings and that out because he didn't have his door to play up against. And we can't play outside because it's somewhere you can't really see, somewhere around -20 today. Okay, so these have already been widthed and planed to depth, and they're ready to be cut to length. These are drawer sides, and they look quite good. Obviously that's not how they start. This is how they start. So once again, I'm mixing birch and pine and fir and aspen. Has something quite fascinating. There's a number of bits like this. There's one, right, there's one, and there's more in there. There's another one. So they've actually been repurposed and repurposed. They were part of the structure for the very original scaffolding on this side 5-6 years ago. And then they got moved round to the end. Then they got moved to this side. So they've been outside as part of the structural scaffolding now for at least 6 years. Could be 7 years. When I took it down and moved it to the theatre last year, not all of it needed to go. And these are part of it. They were covered in paint. They had screws in them. I de-screwed them, planed them up, cleaned them, cut to the length. And now they're going to make drawer sides. So they've been part of the structural renovation of the main building. And now they're going to form part of the internal fittings. So they're glued together like this. And we've got to prepare them to go through the small thicknesser, which really doesn't like doing this wide stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is put a good edge on them, unless they've already got one. And then we're going to width them. And then we're going to put a second good edge on them. And then we're going to stack them over here like this first few I've already done, ready to have their final thickness done. So these are now all the same width. They've just not been planed. And once they've been planed, of course, all this step stuff will disappear and they'll look like drawer sides. And then once we've planed them all, we'll cut them to the length, and then we'll take off McKindling and we'll put in the groove for the bases. Bases, I'm a little short. So I had some left over from the last ones we did. This is all crate sides. So the crates came from the airport. You know, you saw me clean them up in the last video. Now I've got a mixture over here and they're not all the same thickness. So these ones here, they've got paint on them. These are actually been used in the window frames. Whilst I've been taking the windows out and renovating them, I've been putting those in. And that's why they've got paint around the edge. That's in earlier videos. That's obviously got red paint on it. That's been used in the scaffolding. This one's been used in the scaffolding. This tool piece, right, really, really fascinating. Probably not, but I know some of you like a story. Okay. Has that tool piece of ply been with me for about 25 years? Yes, it has. So, after the failure of my big construction, manufacturing, hardwood company, the big one, which was 2007, I started another company almost straight away, and this was part of my touring show, if you like. I spent 4 years on the road in a lorry with my show, and this piece of ply was a part of that. And every day I was on the road, I used to dream of a big warehouse with a smooth, flat concrete floor. Well, I turned out I ended up with 4 of them. But anyway, so that bit of ply has been handled, used, set up, taken down and moved more times than I would even want to guess at. Thousands, thousands and thousands and thousands. Now, it has definitely seen better days, but if I can make some drawer bases out of it, I will. We've got some more bits of crate material there. I'm hoping I've got enough all the drawer bases out of all this reclaimed material, and you can see no timber there. So that's 2 complete packs of timber we've gone through, stuff that I've been storing over the last 5 or 6 years, and this is what we've got left here. So by the time we finished with our trims and everything else, we would have used 100% of everything we bought in, because the offcuts, I'm sure you know, the offcuts that get cut off, they're no good for anything else. They go down there. And we all know what happens when they go down there. So, we're 100%, this is still here. Right, we're going to do something with that. So we're not done there. And then out of the end trim, we don't have an awful lot left. I'm going to have to really stretch this. And this is the moulding for the ends of the units. So, we'll see how we go. Right, so enough jibber jabber. Good edge on there. Cut to width on there. Final edge on there. Stack over there. Two machines. Both extraction units. A lot of noise, a lot of electricity. Using the reclaimed ply bases is a bit of a challenge. More of a challenge than I'd like because they're also warped, so I'm putting the spring up. So with these drawers we've missed a number of steps, which makes it certainly quicker to produce. So these are not dovetailed. Right, so we're not making cabinet drawers, we're making big heavy duty drawers for the workshop. Otherwise, we'd have put the dovetails in and then they're all slotted together and been a bit tighter, but we're gluing and screwing. And I suppose the big thing is putting the glue into the grooves. If we just put the glue in the bottom and the ply doesn't fit fully into the groove, it's not going to glue. So I run the glue on the face edge. Now I think this one's empty, but we're going to use up what we've got there. We are empty completely. By pre-gluing like this, it gives the glue the opportunity just to run down that lip so that we get good coverage. here lies the problem, is where bent, where you've got damage. They're just difficult to get in the groove and okay, that didn't look very difficult, did it? Well, as soon as I turn the camera on, it goes a little easier, if I'm honest. So if you were making drawers with dovetails on, you should be able to put this section together, and if your floors were nice, they would actually slide in the slot, and then you could put your final bit on, glue it and cramp it together. So, like I say, you're missing a number of processes, but dramatically cutting down on the time to assemble. Do I need to put dovetails into this? No, not really. Not for these big drawers. If I was building something, you know, a piece of furniture, you would always... Not that many people even know how to put dovetails in now. That's a dying art. Not that you have to use dovetails, there's many ways of jointing wood without screws and glue. Okay, well that went quite smoothly, didn't it, really? Okay, so you can see the idea behind the slot now, if that's in and glued. Okay. And despite the mess that bit of ply was in, because the edges are now in the groove, inside is nice and clean. And the bottom way is clean. And I've got the bow in the ply facing up. So, we're all good. We've got one more to do in this size, which is the two ends, and then we're on to the two middle sections. So this is drawer number 5 of 6. So that's the 3 for this bay. You've got 2 here for this bay. This is this bit of split ply that I had to use. So I've just got that hand plane there sitting on another bit of ply, which although that joint is glued, I've just glued that over the top there to give it a bit of extra strength. And what I'll probably do is put an additional bit of ply inside just to brace that. Right, let me continue. And that was the last one. Friday morning I started this, 8 o'clock Monday morning, and I've done 5-6 hours every single day this week to get them as far as they are. Now the next job is to slide them in, put them on their runners. Let's get these drawers installed. In the true spirit of what we've been doing to build this, I don't have any screws. Our drawer thickness 3/4 of an inch. I don't have any screws that small, but yet that big to hold these in. So one of the many boxes I inherited is 200 pieces of this screw, which is wood screw. I'm trying to see how much it cost, but it's not on there. It's pre-barcode, 3/4 of an inch, right? So it's pre-European metric. So now we're in the 70s. Now I poo-pooed these as not working because of the sheer size of the head. However, there's clearance in there, I've checked. So that is it 60s? Well, it's pre-metric, right? So I don't know when Sweden went metric, but these are 3/4 of an inch, 200 pieces, made in Sweden. Swedish steel. Right. Well, there is a particularly long one in there. I don't know why that's in there, but anyway, there we go. Prehistoric, but it's what I've got, and it'll do the job. So that's what we're using. It's Sunday morning. Didn't do anything yesterday because it's our monthly trip to town. Okay, so I got all the carcassing in. It didn't go as smoothly as this side. So the sliders, not quite as good a quality as that side. Anyway, and it all went very smoothly, except I have a really weird anomaly with this whole bank of drawers here. I haven't quite solved the issue in my head yet. I literally got all the drawers in, and I need help doing it because with all the machining and the twisting side to side and the sanding, I got a bit of a glass back, and I just couldn't stand at the angle that I needed to get the drawers in. Anyway, they're in now. I'm going to show you this weird thing I've got going on just in this bay. Now, I could understand it if I had the same problem all the way through, but I don't. So my initial thoughts were something's not square or out of line, something's wrong. But it's the only bank of drawers that's out, so if that was true, it would be the same. Anyway, I've got to solve that, but I'm ready to put the fronts on and do all the trimming and finish this whole front elevation, and then I can work on the ends. But I'll show you this weird thing. So every now and again you get thrown a curveball. So this set is perfect. This set is perfect, and this set is perfect. Those three are not. You've got quite a big gap there, right? And it's recessed there. So I swapped the drawers over. The drawers are square. I've measured the drawers. There's nothing wrong with the drawers. So then when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, well, somehow I've managed to get something out of square. Well, that would throw that out of square and that out of square. So I've just got a bit of, for want of a better word, titivating to do on that bank of 3 there. I mean, they slide in and out right. They work just fine. But they're not sitting in there square with anything else. So, yeah. Other than that, it all went smoothly. So I want to get the drawer fronts on, and I want to trim this section out. Then I want to do this end here. And then I can move to the corner post and then round to the cupboards. So we haven't done any work round here at all. So we're still at carcassing point. But these are cupboards, so there's next to no work in those. And a lot of work in those. Anyway, let me sort this bank of 3 out here. And then we're going to set to and trim and put the drawer fronts on. I deliberated for, I don't know, about 15 minutes this morning how I was going to get over the problem. And then I decided that that was a bad thing to try and do, and I might as well resolve the problem. So I took all 6 drawers out to remeasure and re-square, and this post here was twisted and the rails at the back were slightly out. So what I really did is I moved this post and these rails at the back, those rails, and I packed out that side with shims of wood to put me back square, put the drawers in, and they all fit. Solved the problem. What that done is that moved the problem to this bay, right, which is a lot easier solved. However, I've got them all back in. This one, it reaches this point there and it goes really tight there. And then I'm just like, okay, this is doing my head in now. So I took Casper out, and when I opened the door, I'm like, well, this is weird. I can hear birds tweeting and it's not cold, as in it's not below -10. It didn't feel like it. Looked at the thermometer, we've had a 12-degree increase in temperature to -8. So that's summer. I'm going to intervene this scheduled programme to go and fit the heater on the machine, because it's lunchtime on a Sunday and it's only -8 outside. That's summer. So I'm going to grab some tools together, grab the heater, take you with me. We're just going to go and pop the new heater on the tractor. There we go. Summer. Now February, it's always the coldest month of the year. Always is. So I don't want to explain that any more than the absolute lack of snow we've had so far this year. Have I cleared up all my roof full? No, I haven't. And that overhang, that's been stuck there, blocking the sunlight from Sarah's kitchen for weeks. We're just stuck in this weird, just weird. You know, we've had a lot of snow, and then we've had these warm periods. I mean, look at our depth. We're usually 2 to 3 times that deep. Now, I'll grant you, it is deeper in places in the forest, and I have cleared the yard many, many times. But even on the rooflet, weird melts, the snow slid off. Anyway, right. So we've come out without gloves. We've come out without a hat, because isn't it nice to be outside without all the gear that encumbers you all the time? And it is only -8. So, like I say, that's summer. Good enough for me. I'm going to set you up here. Now, we haven't got all the fancy lights out here either. So I'm going to get you in the best position I can. And I've got this big head torch. Another one, compliments of my brother. Right. What size are we on there then? 13, that's what we thought. Let's take it off its bracket first. Now my mum's sitting there going, oh, look at all the icicles on the metal. That must be cold. Here it is. But it ain't so cold that I want to wear gloves. Okay. Hello, B. It's Snow Dog. Right, that should give us a bit of flexibility to be able to get this up and out the way. Now, right. How do we get this off? Like that. That's that. Take the power out. Come on. God. Right. No, wrong type of screwdriver. You need a flathead. And I need a container for the water, because we're going to have water spillage. Something to catch the water. Given the price of glycol, you don't want to lose anything. And I've got everything I need except the new heater, so perhaps I should go and get that as well. Right. That's that off. That's that off. Oh, let's go and get the new heater. Hopefully. Okay. I'd like to have got that out of there first. I don't know if it's going to let me or not. Only because I would be able to save. Oh, there we go. That's going to come out there. Here comes the water. That's going to be cold. Put that up there. Yeah, that's really cold. actually looks quite burnt up in there. That does. I wonder if I have to change that as well. No. Right. Did you see that? That actually just caught on fire when I plugged it in because it didn't look very good. So we're going to need to change the cable as well. Oh, that's the old heater out. New one going in. Right, we'll do the final tightening once that's in position. That goes down there, yeah. Okay, let's get this one. Put this one on there. Now, if it hadn't have been for that electric cable, I could have plugged in the electric cable, slid this into place, tightened them up, put the bracket back on, and we'd have been done. But no. So this is where it was plugged in. We have to now go and get the new cable because that's been on fire and change all this. So what we're going to do, take this inside with us and fit the new cable and then come back out. So I like to keep it real for you and show you the escalation. So this is what we've got, and that's what just caught fire in front of our very eyes, and that's how the tractor shed fires start. And this is the new one. So this is what it should look like, and this is what this one looks like. And then if we look inside here, which is not that easy, we can see that is all burnt up in there. That's Casper getting dried. So I thought I'd now have this, which is what I need for the other tractor, and I don't because I've got to use it myself because this is a situation we've got. Okay, so we have our new cable attached. And that goes in that hole and screws up there, and then the new cable will come through and attach to the new heater. Then we can plug the new heater in, put the bracket back on, bolt it into position, take the water out of the tank down there, put that back in the radiator. These holes are very Very specific to this plate. Right. Oh, that's gone in the water, that's nice. Now we need to dig the thing out of the water. Okay. Push that onto there. Fiddle that back down to there somewhere. There we go. Right, that should be that. We should be able to plug that in now, and here it's starting to work. That should be working then. Oh yeah, I can hear it. Oh, and I can feel it. So you can probably hear that. I can certainly feel it. Alright, that is the engine heater fixed. So that took twice as long as it should have done. But anyway, that's the problem solved, and now it's working. So I'm just gonna wait a minute or two. Do you know the thing that concerns me about this, and it's always concerned me, fire and old tractors and diesel and oil on the floor and, you know, being remote. You can see the pipe starting to jiggle. It's got water in there. You can't actually turn the water over until you start the engine, and you can't start the engine while it's cold like this, just making sure that that is full of water. And these things have a built-in thermostat. That pipe's really quite hot now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, just give it a few minutes to make sure it's all right. But so what concerns me is this: when it's really, really cold, and we're expecting snow, so minus 25 or below, she fires on for the first time at 2 AM, right? And she fires on for an hour and off for an hour and on for an hour and off for an hour. And that has a thermostat in, so if it gets hot in that hour, it will shut itself down. I can't hear any air in there now. It will shut itself down. And then when you come out in the morning, of course, it's all warm, and you just turn the key and she goes, even at minus 30. But it has been sat here for a while encapsulated in ice, so it'd be nice to warm it up a bit. But anyway, that's working lovely now. Oh yeah. Now you can stay out here longer. Chuck that in there. Grab our tools. Casper's here somewhere. And let's go. What are you doing over there, buddy? Where's your ball? Oh no. Where is it? Where's your ball? It can't be under there. If it's under there, you've lost it. Right, that's just... Can't be under there. Can it? Where's the ball? Casper, where's your ball? Where is it? Where's the ball? Show me. Where is it? Is it over here? It's under there. Right. I don't see how it can be under there. He's saying it's under there, but I think he's drunk. Come on. Yeah. How's your hand, Simon? Might have been pushing my luck, if I'm honest, but the job's done. So, I'll fix it up. Better shut the side of the van, I suppose. Now I've got no more glycol. I usually keep the glycol there, but we're out. We're out. And my hands have gone past the point of being comfortable. Come on, let's go. Whew. Right, bye cruel world. Right, we put all our tools away and clean up, scrub our hands, and see if we can't get. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. See if we can't get back to our job in hand. Now we've just done another job. Came in from the cold, filled the furnace, renewed enthusiasm, solved. No steps, all flush, all level, all exactly the same. Now I can make the trims and the draw fronts. Oh dear. He has just been playing ball. Right, draw fronts. So these are all the draw fronts. Laminated the same to get the width. What I did on this side was I did the trims first and then I put the draw fronts on. I learnt from that, so I'm going to put the draw fronts on and then I'm going to trim it. So I have got the top trim all the way along there, and then I'm going to put the draw fronts on in order, the top one all the way through to line that through, then the middle one, then the bottom one, and then I'm going to trim the posts and then make that post and then they'll make this corner. It just, yeah, I was a bit restricted on getting my gaps how I wanted them. So if I put the draw fronts on first, then I can gap with the trims. For me, it's just going to work. Yeah, I went, well, obviously that looks good, but it was a little bit more work than doing it this way. how did my appointment go? Well, unbeknown to me, there was a fire above the surgery, and the water that was used to put the fire out destroyed the surgery below, and my appointment was cancelled. So anyway, we're another month down the road, and this morning I had to do another video because I went to town and I didn't go dumpster diving. So we are round the corner now. I've already made a start. So I said I had no more tongue and groove. Well, over the years, I've made so many different types of tongue and groove, and all that last bits that I didn't need, I've put up on a shelf. Well, they all still fit together. So I've racked this area out here, and the reason for that being is all of this, as you know, I keep saying is going to go. Well, I've got all my small clamps on here, and I want all of those in here. So I found some random tongue and groove. I've also found more of this moulding, which I said I didn't have any more of, right, for the ends. So now, oh, we've gained some fire extinguishers. I forgot to put that in this morning's video. I managed to pull fully charged fire extinguishers from the place I didn't go to. Anyway, so whilst this has just got some random bits of wood, which is fine. However, for all my new subscribers, I have hundreds of videos of back catalogues. And a few years ago, I was asked to renovate the upper part of a house where an old lady lived but hadn't been upstairs for 15 or 20 years. And it was rank. And we put in a new shower room, and we made new handrails for the stairs. Every job I do is unique, and I like to make it unique. So I made up some spindles. And these multifaceted spindles is what we're going to use in my little cupboard. I've got, I think, in all my stuff, I've got a few of them. Yeah, there's two more there. There they are. Right, they're left over from that job. So we're going to use these, cut them to length, and install them. And we can use these to hang our clamps on. Just because they're nicer than some square bits. I'm not short of short square bits, but I want to use these because these are left over from a job. They took a long time to make, and they're nice. So, and then we're going to get to that at some point as well, because that's the old cupboard we pulled out of the corner. I've got a use for that. It's going to help tidy up some of my other rubbish. So, oh, and this. Okay, we'll get to that. Right, that just needs now cut into length and waxing up, and that is for one of the remaining trim pieces that I haven't finished in the kitchen. In the corner of the big central worktop, you'll remember from last winter when I put all the new worktops upstairs, it's still got just a bit of 2x4 holding it up, and that spindle I've made up for that. Right, so we're going to cut them to length, install them in there, and then we can move all the clamps from that mess over there to here, and then we're going to move on and complete our 3 cupboards. And then we're able to get into all this, right, which is all going to go. Slowly, we're moving round. We're going to go from there, and we'll eventually go all the way around the shop until we make it fully usable and all this junk has gone. Like my flower pots. Why have I got all my flower pots and stuff on? Well, there's no... Anyway, we're getting there. You can oh, that's my recycling. Anyway, so let's do that. Something like that is what I had in my mind. And that's all my clamps, so I've even got a little bit of room for some more. All in one place. And that's a lot nicer and easier to get to and tidier than what's no look. Oh, there's a G-clamp over there. Not strictly in the right place, but we'll add it. One clamp left. Just add that to there. And that completes our clamping section. Okay, now then, cupboards. We've run out of something I needed. Well, I've run out of two things I need. Hinges. I thought when I ordered up the cabinet hinges, I ordered enough hinges for everything. So I got no hinges for my doors down here. Oh, I didn't show you that. Oh yeah, I did. So that's a bit of a faux pas, that is. No hinges. Okay, so I moved on from that now and removed the architraving from the door. Put the shelf up at the top. The door. Slide the ladder back. Okay, this is what we're going to do next. As I was removing the architraves, I was thinking to myself, well, how many hundreds of feet of architraving have I removed from this building? So I'm going to do door linings, architraving. I'm not stripping the paint or all of this, I'm going straight over the top of it. I've got this moulding. This moulding, I've used this extensively upstairs. And I've got a bit of that left. I've got enough of that left for this door and still to continue what I have to finish upstairs, because there's a double doorway which I'm building a Gothic archway in, or will do, and I need some of this. So I've got one piece of door lining in birch. I've got the door lining and door head, but I need another side. I've got a nasty twisted bit of trim here, and then I've got this moulding all from up there. That's all my own moulding I've moulded for this building to make it all match. So I think what I've got here, with the various bits of moulding I've got left and what's up there, I've got to make sure I keep what I need for upstairs, because that's priority, but I have enough to do what I want to do with that door, which is, yeah, that's still sat there, I've got to do that. Which is make that the same as everything else. So we're gonna trim that out, and the wall, make them cables disappear, and just do that, and then that just leaves me the door to do, and we'll cover the door. We'll go straight over the top of the door with something thin to keep that the same, and yeah, then I can fill all this. I did start with one of the drawers because I needed to look for my hinges. So I've emptied one of the shelves and filled up the drawer, and I keep everything and disassemble everything, but I just don't have what I need. I just don't have what I need. So that's kind of a hinge stroke kitchen fitting drawer. Okay, back to where we were. Fire extinguishers, I never showed you those in the other video. That's a new one, fully charged. So, and then my 2 existing ones. Right. Okay, let's get on with this and trim this out. Okay, that's the new door linings in and the architrave on. It's taken me 40 minutes to do that. No door linings, no header, no architrave. Now, I don't want to blow my own trumpet often. I know that's amazing. It's going to get even more amazing in a minute. I've seen people scrape, burn, use all manner of nasty chemicals for days. 4 days to get a heavily painted door trim and door linings back to wood, and it's burnt and it's still got the paint residue and chemicals in the cracks, and it's rubbish. Might as well call it shabby chic. And anyway, none of that. How thin are those door linings? Thin, 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 thin. Thin as you dare plain, and then back off the back with glue. Polyurethane would be good because it expands. If your thin pieces of wood are warped, you can cut pieces of wood in between that and lever it back. But I mean, I've just pinned mine because they're flat, but you can do all sorts of bracing to get that. It's thicker than a veneer, right? But it's like veneering. Just do away with the nastiness. Make the old classroom door frame and surround look like Simon made it. That's where I am with it. Right, now we're going to trim out that bit of wall, and then that just leaves me with the door. Right, which I'm not too bothered about at the minute. But we are just going to... I've taken off the stubby bits of the skirting, which I should have just pulled off in the first place, really, and trim this out. There. It's been Simonised. So, like I just explained, don't have the hinges for the doors. I am going to load the cupboards out though. And I will put the hinges in or ready for order the next time I do it. But construction wise, that's it. I'm done with that. I've got to keep working over in that corner, but I can load all this out now and start making some room and hopefully tear this out. I won't tear this out without showing you all me doing it, because it's going to make a huge difference to this room. Huge difference. But what I can do now is load out my drawers and my cupboards and move all my junk from all the various places all to where I need it and where I want it. And it doesn't look like it. Looks like a really nice day outside. It really looks like a nice day outside. It isn't. It's exceedingly cold, but the weather is going to change at the weekend, and I really, really need to be getting out there. I do have a few issues with my firewood season so far, but we'll work on resolving those. But in the meantime, look how good that top is. I'm amazed at how that came out. I am. But I'm not sure what I'll do with the door yet. I'm going to do something with the door, but to be honest, the only time that door gets shut is when I'm making a lot of noise or when it's really dusty. So, and there's my junky light just chilling out above the door. Does it work? No, it's not wired into anything. It's just a junky light. But I thought it was quite cool, which is why I grabbed it. Okay, well, that's me done. Another labour of love. It's going to be the last one of this type of video I do through the winter because, like I say, I need to be getting out. For those that have been pestering me about the snowplow videos, yeah, they're going to come. There's not many. Do you know, irony, I've laughed about this so many times. I have. There's no snow and therefore there's no snow ploughing. And therefore there's no income through the winter. So, it's kind of funny, waited all these years and watched the old man struggle and struggle and struggle to keep on top of it, thinking, yeah, one day that'll be me. No snow, Simon. Right, you're not going to get the opportunity, not this year anyway. So, Miles Sarah says she said it's going to come, but yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, that is all I got for you on this series of videos. We'll call it done. I've got the hinges to do, like I say, but I'll chuck all those on. Thank you for sticking with me. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.